When you think about the lifespan of certain games, you usually imagine them being around for maybe at least 1 to 2 years before they trade in for the next game. And I'm not just talking how long a game series has been around. I mean, how much does one game in particular has survived the brutal lifespan of gaming in general? Sure, many MOBAs like League of Legends or World of Warcraft have been around for a while, but it seems like more of Valve's games have more of a novelty and longevity than all of them combined. Hi, I'm Daniel from Valve Tech, and today I'll be going through the many different games Valve has orchestrated and created for us to play, and delve deeper into why they're still here today and with a consistent community. This video will be structured from the game, so I will leave a timestamp in the description if you'd like to visit a certain game in particular. As a heads up, I will be going over games with Valve that I have played, because certain games I can't support with personal experience of the matter, like Dota 2 or Artifact. Wait, maybe that game shouldn't even be on here anyways, so... Without further ado, grab some popcorn as we delve into the realm of Valve and their art of game making. Oh god, thank you. Jesus Christ. Who designed this main menu music? To start off, we are talking Counter-Strike, everyone's favorite family-friendly, non-toxic, and casino skin simulator game. Counter-Strike is infamous for its high learning curve in both game sense and teamwork that will punish you heavily if you choose not to master. It has a very intricate, yet whack, ranking system that will place you with the almost the same level skilled players. Most of the time, while the ranking system is somewhat new to the Counter-Strike formula, the competitive play behind it has been around since its inception in the late 90s. Its addictive yet challenging gameplay is what keeps many of the casual players around, and the game has a whole community ranging from the newest of players to the esport players that play in huge prize pool tournaments for huge sums of money and bragging rights. However, the esports system is not without its bad apples, as many players have been caught with cheats and have been taken out of rosters for, even up to 5 years. However, the casual everyday player makes up most of the community and really is the blood of Counter-Strike, and I believe that's a testimony to how well crafted the formula they created is. The 5v5 system works, and many other games like Rainbow Six Siege have been inspired to create their own tight-knit team experience. You see, each round of Counter-Strike is never the same, and the choices you make early on in each round greatly affects the outcome. The choices really matter, and what really emphasizes the importance of teamwork, as your team has to rationalize the ideal play to make to raise chances of victory. With an economy on the line as well, it's important to always keep a good balance of money. Everything in Counter-Strike does cost money. You start with a pistol and knife, and one terrorist with a bomb, but everything else costs funds. This really makes the team consider what they buy every round to make sure either everybody can afford, or if it would be rather just to eco and save up in a more efficient round. Never have I seen a system so full of negotiation to choice, especially in first-person shooters where the goal is more or less to either just complete an objective or kill everyone. And while Counter-Strike does share the same principles, it does it with a lot more thought and consequences. Disregarding the fact that it's free now, the game is always and probably will always have a number of consistent players, veteran and noob alike, that will be playing until the last server closes. You gotta hand it to the original creators of this game, which started out as a mod based off Half-Life. It really is a tale of nothing to something. TeamFortress 2 has a special place in my heart. Aside from the 9 mercenaries, it never failed to put a smile on my face. I love the community and the people behind it, as it's so diverse and it's hard to pick one place just to love. Firstly, I'm going to start with Source Filmmaker producers, the people behind SFM projects. Seriously deserve a lot more credit than they get for their work. You see, the Source Filmmaker program hasn't been updated in a while, and it's still pretty much in the build it was during its initial public launch in 2012. So the program doesn't come without its struggles and frustrations and overall make the program a burden to use.
The fuck you say to me, you little
But many SFM creators produce some of the most amazing animations that honestly could rival some of Valve's creations they have made. The obvious and great example is a YouTuber known by The Winglet, who is known as one of the best SFM makers in the community. His animation style takes on a more cartoony and over-exaggerated style, making for some funny and clever storytelling. The Winglet isn't alone though, and relies on many other people to bring his creation to life, such as modelers, lighters, and even in some special cases, some voice actors like Nathan Vetterline, who is the Scout voice actor.
What the hell did you just freaking say about me, you little bitch?
Some other amazing SFM animators includes many awesome people like Lazy Purple, HoovyTube, and many more that I don't have listed in this video. Overall, just a huge freaking props to the guys who made the world of TF2 live, and all the hours dedicated to a rather unpolished animation tool. Valve, please fix. Map makers are next I want to know on. While I don't know that many by name, I can truly credit them in all their awesome work. Mapping is one of the hardest things to do in a video game, and making a good map is even harder. Most of the maps you see and play on today are mostly the works of the community and the tireless nights they spend mapping. I don't know too much about mapping myself, but I can surely conclude that it's not something you can do overnight. It requires hours of patience and knowledge in order to create a map with good flow and gameplay. And for that, I must commend them for their efforts to keep the gameplay fresh. Item creators are the real heart and soul of TF2, and are responsible for most of the cosmetics, taunts, and more paints we have today. Everyday people are adding and showcasing handmade taunts to add to the characters of the mercs, or giving them a new cosmetic that will make you stand out from the crowd. There are also plenty of prototype war paints that are being showcased and hopes being put in the next war paint case. One of my favorite war paint cases I want to show off is called the Orange Box, which is an orange and black camo. The title is also very familiar to one of Valve's most infamous game bundles that came out back in 2007. Many community events have been happening, like the Tip of the Hats event this summer, which raised money for kids with cancer. Many community events for Man vs. Machine like Canteen Crusher have taken place, and was something I participated in towards the beginning of the year and found to be very fun. The Frontline community update brought hundreds of new retextured assets, and brought the world of the mercs of TeamFortress to a more World War I-like environment, complete with plenty of cosmetics and weapons to suit the time period. The community is passionate about this game, and is basically crying out to Valve to keep the support for this game up and running at a stable pace. Considering the lack of updates over the last 3 years, this worries the community and makes them wonder what the future of this game is going to be if updates don't stay consistent. This game has been out for over 11 years, and in my honest to God opinion, there is no chance in hell that this community is going to let this game die in Valve's hands. It's certainly not without a fight. And even if Valve does ever turn their backs on the community, it won't be the end, and the community will thrive on with their creations and community events. The TeamFortress community is unbreakable, and a true example of what it feels like to be a part of a community. No community is more passionate, caring, and nurturing of a game. And it's a staple reason of why this is one of the longest lasting games, and still pulling in more concurrent players than most modern titles, topping the Steam charts daily. TeamFortress 2 is, well, quite the unbreakable fortress.
Daniel from Valve Tech, do you want Left 4 Dead 3?
Oh my god, just give me anything with 3 in the name at this point.
Pray harder, cause it ain't working.
Left 4 Dead. Probably one of my favorite zombie series that come out apart from Treyarch Zombies. I believe the amount of video games that encourage teamwork in an apocalypse setting are far and few, and not as rewarding as working together on Left 4 Dead. This game has so many obstacles and challenges to face that it's honestly impossible to play by yourself. Seriously, try playing by yourself and see how long you'll last. Unless you're Chomschick, good luck, my friend. The game really encourages you with other people, and I believe it's a great game to play. If you ever want to meet and discover new people to play with, the game does more than just set on Guild of Reach. You really start to get attached and connected with your teammates as you realize just how valuable they are to you as you are to them. The special infected were designed specifically for this style of teamwork, and running into one of these freaks on your own will punish you to death in certain cases if you don't stick with your team. The common infected aren't slow either, while run and overrun you in most cases if you're the last gunman alive or on your own. Moments like this are intense, and if you run out of supplies or bullets, it's all up to your teammates to bail you out. If you get caught red-handed, everything comes down to you and your team, and the game doesn't stress that enough. Now, while the game does have some toxic players that will be there only to simply ruin the experience for themselves and others around them, generally there are some amazing people in the Left 4 Dead community that will help new and old players out of some sticky situations while the carnage goes on. We also can't forget about the Steam Workshop, which features hundreds of thousands of user-submitted mods that change everything from the weapon that you're using all the way up to the maps that you and your friends can play on. The community is passionate about the game they play and are willing to extend and add new playable experiences and freshen up the scenery of existing campaigns, all in the love of zombie killing. And that's something you won't find anywhere else, right? Now it's time to meet the root that all these games before us grew from. Half-Life is the grizzled veteran of Valve's titles, who no one can help but press F to pay respects to, for the abrupt mistreatment the game got following the second episode to the second game. The game has a lot of history in the modding community and goes much deeper than some retextures or maps. Half-Life in particular is responsible for the sole reason Counter-Strike and TeamFortress exist, and without its original inception, I don't think the games we have today would be here. People are so passionate about Valve's iconic title that would go as far as to remake the game, like that scene of Black Mesa, which completely remasters the first entire Half-Life game. Okay, almost half of, like, Black Mesa. Look, the Zen update is just almost here. Just keep waiting. Just keep waiting. And in modern times, people are finally stepping up to the plate to create and finish the long-awaited Half-Life 3, such as many projects like Project Borealis. Which, as you all know, is a topic that was most popular across my whole channel. The passion and desire for this game to stay alive is still going strong to this day, and the community will certainly not let this game go down without it making some of the greatest history in all of gaming. Now we're gonna head into the honorable mentions that, while our games directly made from Valve, stem their creations and form their own dedicated community. For starters, I couldn't leave Garry Mod out of this essay, as I feel it's one of the biggest staples of modding in all of video games. Garry's Mod is literally a sandbox run on the Source engine. You get access to every single prop and asset from all Valve titles that you have installed, and you can do whatever you want with them as you please, whether it be to script them differently and change them, start your own civil war, or even combine some elements together to create a totally new concept. With Garry's Mod, the world is yours, and the only limit is your imagination. The workshop expanded upon the freedom to do whatever you want and provides you with many new weapons, add-ons, scripts, and tools to make your life easier or more fun while playing Garry's Mod. And these add-ons have gone past just being used in a sandbox game, as many people around the community created all different types of servers tailored to role-playing, minigames, and many other types of community-based ideas. There seems to never be anything you can't do in Garry's Mod, and I believe that's why it's still standing to this day. Portal is in the honorable mentions only for the simple fact that I haven't played a lot of Portal 2 in my days, and have really only played the single multiplayer that comes in the base game. However, that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve the credit it rightfully deserves, and I believe there is something of note here in Valve's last single player title we've seen in recent years. Just from playing Portal 2, I can safely say that designing test chambers that are good, challenging, and not frustrating to the player to understand has to be easily one of the hardest things to design in one of these maps. Everything from gels to buttons and blocks, I simply couldn't acknowledge all the hard scientists over at Aperture Science for designing their test chambers that keep the game fresh and alive for all new Portal fans alike. The game Valve has created and the communities around them have impacted me and created so many memories that I will never forget as I get older. Left 4 Dead is a game I will probably be playing with my friends until they can't stomach it anymore. Counter-Strike taught me what it means to work as a team and consider options on the fly to ensure victory. Half-Life 1 and 2 showed me how one person in the right place can make all the difference in the world. Portal 2 also showed me that two people can work together in complete silence and only with audio cues and markers. And Garry's Mod really opened up my mind and showed me the limits of my creativity. All of the... Oh, TeamFortress? Yeah. Well, TeamFortress is kind of a combination of what all the other games showed me in a different kind of way. TeamFortress is just so rich in diversity and playstyle that I myself am still trying to figure out. This game means so much to me, and it's not my most played game on Steam for no reason. Hey guys, I'd like to thank you for checking out this video. This video was a lot of fun to make, as I got to reflect briefly on all the accomplishments the community of each Valve title has made over the years and was able to accomplish. I hope Valve will soon start to see how much we care about their games. If you happen to watch this video all the way through, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed any of my other content. With that, leave a comment below what your favorite Valve game is and why, and I'll be sure to respond to you. With that, as always, thank you, and have a good day.